Have you ever seen a broth so clear you just say, well, that's what this video is all about. Today I'm going to show you how to make clear broth so you can make ramen like these. Asparagus show you ramen. Mushroom show you ramen. Tori Shia with a big tomato. Tori Shia. But who am I, and why should you listen to me? Slurp Dogsy, the Slurpnificent! I've worked in various ramen restaurants over the past 5 years, and even have been trained by a Michelin star chef. This chef taught me how to make TORI CHINTAN ramen, and that's what I'm gonna show you today. As you can tell by my demeanor and editing, this is very serious, so let's begin. Ramen Applied presents TORI CHINTAN, aka clear chicken soup. Now before we even get into any of the meat portions of this soup, we're gonna start with our veggies. These are what's gonna give probably the most characteristics to the end of the soup, and so I like to get these ready ahead of time. Now all the ingredients will be listed down below while you're watching this video, so I'm not gonna go over them too much. Things of note, however, onion skins you do not want on. These yellow onions will discolor your soup, so we'll be removing those. However, since the garlic skin is white, we're just gonna leave that on. It's not gonna color our soup at all. And now you might be thinking, hey, that ginger had some brown skin on it, why didn't you remove it? Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem to impact the soup as much as other vegetables. Now, to the secret ingredient, the apple. You really wanna cut your apple into big chunks, so I'm just kinda removing each side around the core, and then I'm gonna chop the biggest one in half, so they're all about the same size. You don't want to dice this, it'll make your soup actually cloudy. It'll disintegrate too much in there, but it's in there mainly for sweetness. And don't forget to eat the core, that's your chef's snack. Scallions, every ramen chef's favorite ingredient. We're just gonna use the ends of it. If you have the Tokyo Negi, the really big green onions, you can use the whole thing, but we're gonna use the top as a garnish later on, so we'll just use the butts. Chicken feet! Now on to the base of our soup. Chicken feet is where we're gonna start. I believe this is about a 2-pound portion of chicken feet, and we're gonna cook it from frozen. You don't need to defrost these guys. They actually work better from frozen, trust me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook these separately from our chicken to remove all the impurities from these feet. As you'll see, the water becomes insane, and it smells exactly like you'd think a chicken foot would. Next on our cutting board is a whole chicken. And you can see this guy's kind of juicy. So we're gonna open this up in the sink as we clean it out. Of importance, inside this chicken, in the cavity, there will probably be its neck and sometimes some organs and stuff like that. We wanna remove all the organs. We're gonna keep the neck, and that's gonna go in our soup. But also along the spine of the chicken, there's 2 organs that like to hide themselves in the bones. You do need to fish those out. It's an important step. It's kind of gross, but you get used to it after you do it a couple times. I would show you the location of where these organs are, but I don't want to expose anybody to the horrors of the inside of a chicken cavity. Now the recipe we're following today is 1 part chicken in kilograms to 2 parts water in kilograms. So that means today this chicken was about 6 pounds, the feet were about 2 pounds, so that's 8 pounds. In kilograms, that is, it's about 3.5 kilograms. So we're gonna be looking to add 7-ish liters of water. Good job, little buddy. Let's get you on the stove. Now, while you're getting your chicken and the water and all that yada yada going, you need to be washing your chicken feet. As they're defrosting, you can loosen them up. You wanna do this so they all have a chance to be under the hot water. Now is a good time to talk about storage. We're gonna be making a ton of soup here. So make sure you have at least like a big pot, 8-quart, or some way to store that, because that's how much we're making today. Now look at how gray and nasty this water is. Now I want you to imagine the smell of it too. Once you see this scum, that's when you know it's time to get these feet out of its bath and into the big pot. So we're just gonna remove it from the pot. You don't need to like strain it or wash it. The rest of the leftover scum on these feet, it'll all float up to the top of our big pot, and we can clean it up then. If you really want to, yeah, you could strain it, but it's an unneeded step. Now that we got our chicken feet in there, we're gonna turn up the heat until we get this nice foam happening. Make sure to move your chicken, especially when it's whole. A lot of the scum will get trapped inside the cavity, and you need to release that somehow by agitating it. So here we are, we got a cup full of water, we got a skimmer, and we're just gonna keep on removing the scum as we go and as the broth gets hotter. Once you're near a boil, the foam will start turning gray. This is the real true scum. You gotta get all of this stuff off. And then once you do, that is when you can add your aromatics. 6 hours later, voila, and our soup is now perfect and gray. All the nutrients of all the veggies and chicken have entered.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a great smelling soup. Now all that's left is to strain this bad boy and get it in a bowl. So we're gonna use a strainer to take off the big floating chunks. We're gonna try to agitate the bottom where all the chicken is as little as possible. We don't want any of those chicken chunks floating up and disturbing how clear our soup is. Next, we're gonna grab a big pot and assemble our strain station. Need one strainer with the ability to hold onto a pot, a cheesecloth, and a secondary strainer to go on top. Now we're gonna channel our Jackie Chan drunken master and do one scoop at a time, ladling in the soup to make sure it is as clear as possible, all the while taking note to not disturb the chicken at the bottom. At this point, you can kind of push into the chicken. It's soft enough where it'll give, and the soup will just flow into your ladle. Dang, look how clear that is. Wow. When you get to the bottom of the pan, make sure to save all this chicken. We're gonna use it in a future video. Now the last step is just lifting up this cheesecloth, getting the last little bit to get strained through. Note that you don't want to squeeze this at all. Just let it kind of hang and drain. You don't want to push any kind of chicken particles through. And there you go, some TORI CHINTAN, some clear chicken soup ready for any ramen application. Man, gold, yellow, beautiful.
It is noodle time.
Get your soup. Get your soup now. Get your soup. Get your soup now. Get the soup in the pot. Get the fat in the bowl. Green onion. Add the soup. Add your soup now. Gotta cook them noodles in the big pot. Little bit hard with the chopsticks. Wish I had the big stick from work, but oh well. We make do. Take those noodles and put them in your bowl. Make them real nice and roll them over. Add the black pepper. Now you're done.
I wonder how these noodles are. Damn! Some actually pretty good noodles. The soup stock is kind of the perfect base for any Chintan ramen. We did it! Subscribe. I mean, come on, what are you waiting for? This is legit. This is what's up. Peace!
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more ramen content.